Hey there, folks. So we are going live just now. Thank you for joining me again today. So basically, this is the online business coffee break where we just turn up and chat, vent, brainstorm, everything, anything online. So I'm just going to invite you guys on. I'm just going to, hey Laura, PJ, Taha. So I'm just going to stream this on Facebook. So give me 1 second to just connect it to Facebook. Had issues this morning. It didn't want to work. I think Facebook engine is has got some steam coming out of it right now. So we're just going live. Let me just see if this works. So unfortunately, I just did a call before this and tried to stream it as well, and it didn't want to work. We tried YouTube, didn't want to work. So we just got the call recorded and I uploaded it. So hopefully, let's put some magic on this one and let's hope this will stream live to Facebook. Nope, it's stalling at the moment. So we might just go live and I'll have to upload the recording or do something else later. So let's connect with everyone here. So I'm just going to promote you to panelists. PJ, I'm going to promote you as well. So let's promote you, and Taha, oh, you're very welcome. So let's promote you as well. So let's see how we're doing. So if everyone can share the screen, if you don't want to join us, if you don't want to share your screen, that's fine, Laura. Let's promote you as well. If you just want to watch and join in the conversation via the chat box, that's also fine. So basically the purpose really of what we're doing is just to allow business owners to connect and to just basically chat about their business. Yes, over the last few days, we've had some really interesting conversations about how we can pivot right now, how we can change what we're doing. Hey Taha, hello, hello. Oh, sugar, I just realized, sorry, my microphone, not sure if you could hear me, but my microphone wasn't on. So if you can type in the chat box that you can hear me, okay? Sorry about that, the microphone was down on the desk. So obviously it's a good microphone because it picked me up. So yeah, so basically, let me just see the chat box here. Great, all well. Now, very good. And okay, PJ, I'm not too sure. I don't think I've met you before, PJ. So if you want to introduce yourself in the chat box, who you are, what your business is, what you do, and what's really interesting is, like, this morning, I literally zoomed around the globe. So this morning, I had a conversation with a person in Spain, just off a conversation with someone in the UK, and now here we are, and we've got Saudi Arabia, Ireland, and PJ, I'm not too sure where you're based. So even in this time of crisis, we can still connect globally and we can still do business globally at some level. And it's about finding that way. And what we're talking about on these conversations is how we can pivot, how we can change what we're doing. And I shared with you the other day, so I've created SOS, Get Your Business Online in 3 days. I'll share the link with you with that shortly. I'm doing that next week. So anyone who wants to join me on that, come join me next week and let's create something different in your business. So although it's a time of crisis, it's also a time to think differently and to create something differently that perhaps you wouldn't have thought about creating before. Taha, how are you doing? Do you want to come on and have a chat?
Fantastic. Can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you. Yeah, do you want to introduce yourself and give us your website, please?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Hi, folks. This is consultant engineer Taha Khalil. I'm calling from Saudi Arabia. And we are locked down for today. So I'm calling, normally I talk from office, but today I'm from home. But as Martha was saying, it might be there is a silver lining in the crisis, in the clouds, yeah. So this is a chance for looking at on maybe restructuring our delivery methodology. And thanks, Martha, for inviting us to the Saving Our Souls SOS program. That's a kind of you, yeah.
Yeah. It's I just
Yeah,
shared the link.
it's on time. It's on time. It's on time.
Well,
And
the
let's keep
thing is,
positive. I mean,
yeah.
yeah,
Like the thing is,
let's
I just
keep
created
positive.
that last week. Okay. So now
Yeah.
is a time for changing things up in quick action, and offering something to people that will help in the state of urgency we're in, will help with their fears, will
You
help.
know something, Martha?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a good chance for us for slowing our thinking and taking our time to look at the other side of the coin. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, completely. And like although it is a time for, like, I mean, there is a lot of serious stuff going on, and we don't want to make light of that, and there's a lot of hard people at work in the medical front, and I think, like, this is my part here, turning up doing these online coffee breaks, is I want to be of service. I'm not a medic, but this is what I do, and this is what I do very well. So just helping people show up, and even just talking, because the thing is that if we're all stuck at home and we're not connecting with other business owners, we might go a bit insane. So I'm kind of doing this as much for myself as I am for you guys, right? So Dolores has joined us as well. So Dolores, come on and join the chat. So so Taha is a safety engineer. His website is shiek-sa.com, so Shiek Safety. And there's Dolores. How are you, Dolores? You don't, sorry, I'm after promoting you to panelists. You don't have to come on the video if you don't want to. But so basically what we're doing here, Dolores, is we're just connecting, we're saying hello, and we're thinking outside the box, and we're helping people pivot into new opportunities to go online, to be visible, to be seen. And we're just connecting with each other. So hello. Oh, there's PJ now. Great. Hello. And Laura, I see you there. I've invited you. Now, you may not be able to come. If you're surrounded by children, you can just come on and you can just watch. You don't have to come on video if you feel you're maybe still in your pajamas or something. Okay, so do you want to introduce yourselves there? PJ, introduce yourself, and then we'll do Dolores. Just unmute
Sure.
there.
Hi, everybody. PJ Murphy. I'm in Dublin, in Ireland. And I guess my background is I've worked for 15 years in pharmaceuticals, and I've set up a recruitment agency, which is probably the absolute wrong time to do it. But I've been working on that over the last few months. So yeah, I guess I was just forwarded this link by email, suggested I join. So when I hear about Pivot and so on, I think, yeah, absolutely. I'm totally open to hearing maybe what other people's thoughts are about pivoting and what might be a good area to get into if I was to do that. But
do you mind me asking who sent you the email? Just do I know?
It was my sister.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. Marianne Murphy is her name. So yeah, that's it really. Yeah, just here to the first time I'm on, so just interested to kind of listen in for sure.
So what we normally do is, like, I've only been doing this a few days. We normally do round robin. We introduce each other, we give a shout out to each other's website, and then we do a little bit of brainstorming. And so these are meant to go live on Facebook, but I think Facebook is it's bursting at the seams right now, and it's not working, and Zoom isn't streaming to Facebook, so they're recorded and I'll upload them. And so it's a shout out to your business as well. So we're trying to help and share each other and get our word out there. So thanks, PJ, and you're very welcome. So Dolores, give us a shout out, Dolores.
Hello, how are you doing? Luckily, I've just have done something with my hair before I went on.
Lovely. Well, to be honest, normally I'm normally just in my regular, but because I did so many calls this morning, I made a bit of an extra effort.
Yeah, I've been working from home this morning, but not in any way would I have been to go online or on a screen. The kids are in the background, the floors are clean and all that. So
I know. So do you want to give a shout out to your business, Dolores? Who you are?
suppose I do work online, but what I have noticed is recently that I'm so busy with everything else that I actually haven't been concentrating on my online stuff enough. And this slowdown has, I guess, has made me really realize that my online work is what I want to do. So I'm a coach, and I help people, mainly women, because I'm a woman, and
Sorry,
I guess,
and heart-centered men probably too, right?
absolutely. But I suppose the issue, no, of course. I mean, I don't. As clients in my therapy business, I see, actually, I've had a lot more men come to me recently, which is wonderful. Wonderful to see, as you said, heart-centered men, because obviously I have 2 sons myself, and I've written books, and one of them is directed towards boys, but boys have issues too. So basically, but I suppose my online work is more centered towards women, to be quite honest. A particular line I do, as in Reclaiming Your Mojo, is a 4-week course, or online course, that starts next Monday, because it's really going deep with now, men could do it as well, actually. I shouldn't be really saying that, I suppose, but I suppose I'm more used to doing this work with women online.
But if you have to, I mean, you have to be.
Yeah,
so,
I'm
only joking.
Yeah, it's really though. It's a lot about it's working very deep with people, as in we go through week 1 into our personal values, and really, like, it's a way that values affect us in our business, even how we view ourselves as women in business. Now, also as how we view men in business, especially if we work with men, or a man as a boss. It's just a deep way to go. I guess it's from all the different therapies I've studied over the years, and I put it together. So I have done a beta run of this, and it's just, I really enjoyed working on this deep level with people. I'm also an emotional intelligence practitioner, so I support people with the emotions that come up. And it also, and I'm doing a free masterclass tomorrow morning, actually, which is one of the exercises on finding your why, which is, I start with that as well, because there again, it's going past the cognitive into the emotional, which really lets us know what the active motivators are for what we do in our business. And by God, it can be an eye-opener when we realize that we, like myself recently, going off track with, been busy with lots of too many things that were really taking me away from the essence of what I really want to do, and that's empower women to be free from a lot of the things that societally they kind of just go along with things because that is the way they think they should, or whatever, and that can be often unconscious. And that, sorry if I'm rambling now.
No, it is fine. So if you want to share your links to the chat box, and what I'll do is I'll pull the links when I eventually get this uploaded, when the internet begins to behave itself. Lovely, thanks, Dolores. And then we have Laura. Welcome. Laura is, I have to say, Laura, I admire your turning up and you're showing up on these calls, because I think even just if you're turning up on these calls, guess what? You're increasing your visibility, you're increasing your get out there. So I have a phrase that kind of came to me last year, and it's called in spite of and because of. In spite of the shitstorm we're going through, and because of the shitstorm we're going through, we have to literally be seen, be visible, and be of service, and just show up. So well done, Laura. Do you want to give a shout out to yourself?
Hey,
Oh.
It's my emails. Yeah, thanks, Martha. So I think this is day 3, day 4.
I've lost track. I don't know what day it is.
Where are we?
Where are we? What day is it? I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm a business and career coach, and I specialize in transition coaching and coaching psychology. So yeah, thankfully, I think with the transition coaching, as you're probably aware, PJ, any redundancies and layoffs, I'd be automatically drafted in as a transition coach. So during these downtimes for some, it can be, from a business point of view, it can be, beneficial to somebody like myself. But I'm inundated with calls and emails and people reaching out to me at the moment.
I've just had an idea for you, right?
Okay.
Sorry, because it's funny, because we're on day 3 or 4, but I still didn't realize that's what you did actually. So interesting, right? And like, when we're doing our SOS online program next week. So when we're doing that, you could create, I mean, let's say there's a lot of businesses who are laying off people temporarily, long term, who knows what the situation is, but instead of like, so you don't just want to say, right, good luck. So you could create a digital transition, you know, a crisis transition program that is for small businesses, big businesses. Like if I'm a restaurant and I have 20 staff, you could either say it's a tenner per staff, it's $20, what $50, whatever price point you decide to come to. But like, you know, don't leave your staff alone. Give them this transition training.
Yeah, well, that's what I do. It's the employer or the company that looks after their employee with that package. So thankfully, I have a global partnership where that looks after me, and I look after the business here in Ireland. So I'm very grateful for that right now, actually. And I think one of the key points that I'm saying to everybody is a lot of people always said to me, who are you and what are you doing? And you seem to do business and you do entrepreneurs and you do mentoring and you do coaching. And you know what? I kind of look at them now and it's like, I'm very lucky that I have this skill set and several hats that I can wear, because some of those hats now won't serve me well during this process. But the other hats, I'm very fortunate and lucky to have that skill set. And as I'm saying to anybody reaching out to me at the moment, and I am here to help and support as well, is you've got to try to develop a can-do attitude or an approach very similar to what you're saying there, Taha, is you've got to have this attitude to try to get through it and find ways to work around it, re-strategize, and now is the time to do some business development and reach out to those in their network as well. So, and this is why I join here. This is my lunch break for every hour. I just kind of love spending this time with you as well, Martha, and 100%, I'll be behind you every way to support you, whatever way that I can do it as well. So, because you're supporting me and you're supporting others, and that for me is a very good, valuable transaction to give and receive, give back as well.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And I loved what you said, Laura, about, you know, like looking at your skill set, and seeing, okay, right, this is what I was doing pre-crisis mode, and you know what are the opportunities to do now. And I just actually before this, I'll hopefully, I interviewed my good friend Melanie Moore from the UK, who is she's a big vision coach, and it's about, you know, how to keep a vision alive when you're in crisis, right, and how to keep going with your business. So like, you know, let's talk about pivoting. Let's talk about, you know, what are, like, you're looking at the skill sets you have and the different components of your business and what can take over now. So like if we look at what do people need right now that you can provide, and it's possibly like, so PJ, like you said, you do recruitment for pharmaceutical companies, right? You might switch and maybe go into medical. I'm not sure. Like it's like when you see the call out on the national TV station here in Ireland, they're putting a call out for all medical staff, right? And maybe, you know, maybe there's a recruitment needed from around. Like I don't know about that area. That's not my expertise, but like when you think outside the box, PJ, is there anything that comes to mind for you about how can you pivot your business?
I have an idea there for PJ as well. The HSC Live are inundated at the moment with the recruitment drive, so it could be a good opportunity and supportful of you as well to get involved in that from a recruiter point of view, if that helps.
Yeah, that definitely helps. Actually, so what I did yesterday, when I saw the news, there was a girl on it. She was being interviewed as she was working in the virus detection center.
Mm-hmm.
So I connected with her on LinkedIn and a few others in the center, and I just sent an email saying, look, I'm available. I've worked in that sort of arena before, so even if it's hands-on, that's something I could do too. So I got a couple of messages back saying, look, they're going to pass it on to the correct person. I'm assuming that they're inundated with these types of requests and they probably don't have time to look at their email anyway. But yeah, it's a great idea. Thanks for that, Laura. It's absolutely spot on. It's probably something I maybe need to delve into a bit more now.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is as well is, I mean, like what I'm doing here on Zoom, maybe you could host a meeting room of people who are interested in in helping, supporting. And like, you know, it's maybe you could, as part of your business, you could do an online recruitment where you gather people on, let's say, in some kind of a collection, a list, and you could become an intermediary between people and the government, because like what you just said, they can't, they're probably inundated with emails, because I saw a guy who was a doctor in the States on the news the other night, and he was speaking to the Taoiseach and he said no one got back to his email. I'm sure there's thousands of emails and there isn't enough people to process them. So how can you maybe provide, sorry, 1 second, kitties. Okay, sorry, we have to do a hug. Okay, go on. Yes. Bribing me, bribing me. But so how can you, I mean, maybe this is maybe sitting down going, right, how can we create a system? Like, it doesn't have to be a software system, but it can be a workflow of gathering information. How can we process it? How can we, like, you might be more useful than you using your hands on individually, because if you're able to put some kind of a process or system in place, like if you think about what you do in your recruitment business, right? Many years ago, I was a business analyst in Australia, and it's, you know, like I interviewed the whole company and I took all their processes of accounting and insurance, and we got it ready to basically be put into a computer programming system, right? So like when you look at what you do, breaking down, okay, how do I do recruitment now? How do I do it in person? How can I take that now and do it online to serve the needs of what I'm doing?
Yeah, like that's so true. It's actually something I'm working on anyway, is a process, like a process map, streamlining that process and trying to automate that process as much as possible, so I could see how that could transfer across. I guess the question I'd have now is, I suppose it's, how do I know? So it's like, who needs what? So what do they need? What exactly do they need, right? So if I spend time doing that, then I go and I try and find somebody, and they say, okay, they could say, okay, we don't need that. We do that already.
Yeah.
You know, I guess that's the question. It's the what. What do they need?
Yeah, I think it's the who as well. So who are you connecting with? Are you connecting with medical staff? Are you connecting with administrators of the hospitals? Are you connecting with the administrators of the labs? Who is your customer in this mode, right? And it's doing what we're doing now. It's connecting with people who might know someone who can say, look, all you want is like literally a half an hour conversation with someone and say, look, I'm here to help and be of service as much as possible. And, you know, if there's a comeback on that and say, look, you know, I mean, you can work out the charge whatever way, right? But you could possibly end up creating, actually, I have been watching the pandemic episode on Netflix. I don't know if you've seen it. I loved it. I thought it was really interesting and educational. It's basically, it was made, I think, last year or 2 years ago when the H1N1 was out. And the reason why I'm sharing this is that there's a girl who was on it, Syra was her name, and she started the Global Health Center. And she said there are 3 things that people need. Please God, staffing, supplies, and there was another S, I can't, space. Staffing, supplies, and space. And so staffing, I mean, this could become a global solution. How do you recruit a ton of staff in a crisis? So, so like, I mean, you could even contact her. Nothing, there's no rules, you know. You could contact her and say, what do you use to recruit staffing in an emergency?
Who was that, Martha? Sorry, what was her name? Can you remember?
Syra, if you look up, if you Google the pandemic episode on Netflix, do you have Netflix?
I don't. I actually I probably work too much. I don't really watch TV or Netflix, to be honest.
Netflix is my little it's my guilty pleasure, I'm afraid. But I learned so much from it. Yeah, so Netflix, and the series is called Pandemic, and you just Syra, Syra is her name.
Thank you.
So Google that. If you can't find it, come back to me. I'll Google it.
I'll find it. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and so the thing is that now I know. I think the first thing you need to do is talk to people, and like it's hard right now to connect to other people, right? Because everyone's so bloody busy. But there's Louise. We'll bring Louise on as well. But if you can, you know what, brainstorm, talk to people, find a solution, and create it. It could be that literally you create a database of emergency staff. And if you do it by country, like, I mean, when you see what they're doing on the news, they're calling people back to Ireland. Hey, Louise, you're very welcome. So they're calling people back to Ireland, and they are, you know, so like, if you could create something where people are registered, if in the mode of a crisis, you can send out, push the button, they all get an email, come home. Yeah, sorry, this is probably maybe a bit of a mad idea.
No, it's all good. Again, it's creating the kind of yeah, exactly. So thank you. Thanks for that.
No, you're welcome. And sometimes it's just, you know what, sometimes it's just talking to other people. And I suppose one of the things prior to this, I suppose I used to do a lot of clarity work where I talk to people, and often they have the ideas in there. It's just, you just need to start talking, and once you start verbalizing something, it begins to come out, you know.
Very true. Thank you.
Are you on Twitter, PJ?
What's that?
Are you on Twitter, PJ?
I'm not really, no, but I think I know what you're going to say. So this new business is very new, to the point where I've been holding back on the social media, because once I start that, I need to keep it going. I think you're going to say it's like the news feed, so watch that, keep an eye on that. Is that?
The HSC live account is very active at the moment, and it is the most live up to date. And you could even start your conversation there and start connecting with the right people there. So it was just a suggestion just to consider to start your research even.
Yeah, super suggestion. Thank you.
And the other thing that we do here as well is one of my big things is helping people shine, serve, share, and show up. Right. So when you are hiding from social media, we call that "let's hide a little bit longer" syndrome. Right. So we're all about getting out there, being seen. And even if all you do is create your, this week, sorry, no, you didn't expect this when you came on here, but create your social media accounts. The next time you turn up here, I want to hear what you've done. And create your social media accounts. Even if it's just your personal ones, right? Or your business name, whichever. And just start conversations. And what Laura said is fantastic advice. Twitter is where conversations happen. It's where you can join in. It's where you can be seen at a whole different level to Facebook and LinkedIn. So if you're not on Twitter right now, I really do recommend people share it. So Louise, hello and welcome. So what we're doing at the moment, we just did a quick round robin. So do you want to introduce yourself and tell us about you and who you are?
Ooh, I'm on the spot. Hi everyone. How are you? Yeah, no pressure. I'm Louise. I live in Dublin, and I help people who are struggling with stress. So it's actually a fantastic time for me work-wise. But what I'm doing at the moment is I'm offering all of my work for free. So because I really want to support people, and to be honest with you, personally, I'm not that affected. Well, apart from the fact that all classes and events are cancelled, but you know, that I'll get over that. That's nothing in comparison to the grander scale of what's happening for people. So one thing I have done is set up a free Facebook group for over 50s women to help them with relaxation and yoga skills just to get through. And I'm writing a blog as well, so for how to stay stress-free while working at home.
So one of the things that I say to Louise is that it's fantastic to offer things as service, and it's fantastic to be there, but you don't have to stop offering some of your business offers as well. Do you know what I mean? That and I think it's how we approach things. I mean, right now, I think you should still be offering your paid services, because there are people who who want them, and you're also being of service when you offer your paid services as well. And it's to remember that, right? Because how we view things and how we show up in our own state of abundance or lack is going to help other people feel that way as well. So I would say brilliant on showing up and being a service, but also make sure you offer those paid services because someone out there will need them.
Yeah, and I suppose the challenge is that for me is that I wasn't, well, I mean, I'm not really online. Like I didn't have, like I was actually started to write an online course, but I didn't get very far with that because I was so busy. So it's kind of like, you know, I have to, you know, I'll get there. But I do intend actually to, I've just been contributing to a book there as well, which is actually mad because it was the 1 Habit for a Thriving Home Office, and I had only just finished the audio part of it, of my contribution to the book when this happened. So
it's fine. It's synchronicity, isn't it?
Yeah.
At its best. Yeah. So maybe just put your links in the chat box here, and we share them, and just share what you're offering. Because I know you do yoga, and you do the stress relief.
Stress relief. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mostly it's stress. Yoga is a tool that I use to help people to manage stress, but that's just a tool really. It's the stress release or stress management that I really am focused on.
And I think actually it's funny, I can't wait to release the video that I just did with my friend from the UK, Melanie, because we were like talking about all the things, like the vision for how you want it. Like I want a 6-pack by the end of this. Like, I was like going, wow, you know, we can choose to sit on the couch and eat junk food, or we can choose to say, right, by the end of this corona, please God, we're all healthy and well, that we can set a goal, a corona goal, and try and achieve it instead of, I was showing, like my kids are baking all the time, and I said, if I keep eating the buns, it won't be a 6-pack, it'll be six rolls. So that's great. So, and I think as well, you were just saying there about your online course. So if you're interested, you can join us next week, where we're creating our digital offers next week in the SOS online group. So it's going to be 3 days where 3 days next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And what we're doing in that group is that we are getting together, creating a digital offer that is of use right now, that people want right now. So in the 3 days, I just shared the link there. So in the 3 days, basically, we're going to create your sales page, create the offer, create the content, create a method of getting payment. Like it could be, like I'm just thinking outside the box here, PJ, like it could be like where you create, it could be an ebook. It could be something that somebody needs right now, right? And the thing is that it's about what can you offer now at a price that is serviceable for people, that is an easy yes, right? And that people will, by them creating what they're like, for Taha, hopefully Taha is going to create a corona safety training for companies. I think that's right, Taha, isn't it? We came up with that idea the other day. And so, you know, how can we think outside the box? How can we create something different? And the thing with this 3 days is that the accountability is going to be there, that you're getting it done. Whoever is joining me, I'm kicking ass until they get it done. So, Laura, I see you squirming. We may be online, but I can still kick ass from here. So yeah, so that's basically what we're doing next week. You're welcome to join us, Louise, if you want. And so we'll be doing like this, answering a lot of technical questions as well. So the sales page says a few things, but we're probably going to be doing an amount of more things behind the scenes. So it's 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then the following 3 days we're doing another 3 days Q&A, and I'll probably keep it running. I'm not sure how I'm going to do after that, but we're going to run next week, go with the flow and see how it works. So like when you think about your business now outside of where we are, I guess the one thing I want to challenge you all to now is a bit more visibility, and how can you show up and be seen keep your business alive, keep the heartbeat of your business alive through, like, we're so lucky. My sister said to me there the other day, I think I said this, she said, you know what, in World War One, they were called to war, in World War Two, and we're being called to sit on the couch. So it's not that bad. And we have technology to stay connected. Can you imagine if we didn't have this and we didn't see anyone until the summer? That would be fucking crazy, right? So, so let's do a round robin of how you can show up and how you can be visible. So Louise just shared that she's doing her yoga on her Facebook Live group. Actually, make sure you share that group, Louise, and we can join and do some yoga with you. So does anyone want to shout out about how they're going to, you can brainstorm right now before I call your name. How are you going to show up and serve? Taha. Oh, I can't hear you. Hang on. I'll mute you.
Just a question. You know, I'm trying to pull together. First of all, thanks, Martha. I agree with you. It might be, you know, it might be a chance for shining, and it's not the time that we should stop. We should continue, because we don't want to wait now for 3-4 months and then we lose everything that we have done for the whole years. We have to continue marketing and being visible, because visibility at the end will is very important for generating leads and the business to continue. My question is, you know,
sorry, just before you go on, Taha, guess what is happening while you're shining and being visible online? See that muscle? Probably not that muscle, but your whole shining muscle is being, like, by the time this is over, if you do, you'll get over your fear of Facebook Lives or whatever kind of video, you get over your fear of video, you'll get over all the judgments you think and the mindset blocks that you have. So if anything, by the time this is finished, you'll be like a friggin' superstar online. You know, you possibly will have grown your list, and, you know, hopefully kept your business alive with cash flow, but you will have achieved something if you take action now, you know. So sorry, Taha, what's your question there? Sorry.
No, that's correct. And here is an example for you. You know, I was very shiny person, you know, always behind behind the desk and behind my computer. But thanks to Martha, she pushed me up, and I become, you know, more visible. More visible now. I have my my LinkedIn channel, I have my YouTube channel, I have my Facebook channel, so I'm visible. So this is something.
You're not just visible, Taha, you're viral. Like some of Taha's videos on LinkedIn have got 2,000 views. Yeah, look at him, he's getting shy now. So yeah, go on, sorry.
touch wood. So my question, and taking from what you said, I'm pulling together the whole material that, you know, I'm having a big group now. We are discussing all our professional safety professionals. We're having, you know, something in there. But I just want some quick platform that I can upload that my online training on.
Oh yeah.
So I was thinking about Google Classroom, but I thought maybe I will come back to you, because I remember in the Global Online course, you have given us so many of them. So which one is more simpler now we can use?
So to be honest, because I know your, because I've worked on your business and your website, like one of the easiest things for you, because you use Thrive Themes, there's actually a learning platform built into that. It's called Thrive Apprentice. It's a plugin that you actually have this right now. So if for anyone listening, you can if you go to marthafraser.com/tools, I list all the software that I use for online. So you could just host it on your own website, Taha. Now it will take a little bit of setup work, but like one of the things, so that's one thing, that's one option, right? Another option is possibly to use something like Teachable or Thinkific, which are learning platforms as well. there's a whole host of third-party learning platforms, and like the thing at the moment is that if you host it on your own website, there is going to be a little bit of you know, getting.
I don't have the technical knowledge and to do that, and
Pardon?
the technical knowledge. So I was just thinking about something simple like Google Classroom, or
to be honest, I probably
you would know better.
Yeah, I probably would go with Teachable or Thinkific, to be honest. The one benefit of them is that they're really easy to use. It's kind of drag and drop, upload your stuff, send the people the link. You know, they have the cart, they have the checkout cart, so you're not kind of managing, trying to integrate and manage your PayPal, Stripe, and your email management systems. Yeah, I would probably go with something like that. We can talk more about that next week in the group. But like, the thing is that right now, when you're making technology decisions, it's good to make a decision that works right now in the mode we're in. But if it can be a technology decision that you're going to bring forward as well, because once you upload your stuff onto these different platforms, you're probably not going to change.
That's the point.
Yeah, you're probably going to stay long term on this. Yeah, so I mean, you got to look at the prices of these platforms as well, right, and compare them and compare the features. There's another one called Kartra, Kartra. Now, I haven't used that one myself, but it's that one contains all of the
have you heard about something called Access Ally or something like that?
No, I haven't heard that one now. And sorry, one of the most common ones used that I didn't mention was Kajabi, Kajabi. Kajabi is fantastic in that it has your email manager and because if you're using a hosting platform, some of them also manage your email for you, so you don't have to pay for an email manager as well. Yeah, so it's I think one of the videos, so Taha is a member of the Global Online Stars program that I run. So Kim just asked recently in that group, do you remember that video we did before Christmas? I'm not sure if you were on, and we compared all the platforms, and I did a video and we looked at all the different features. Were you on for that?
I was there, but you know, it was so technical for me, you know, it's all a bit complicated for me, you know.
Yeah, but that video was only talking about the
pros and cons. Yeah, I remember, you know, we were talking about Teachable and Kajabi.
Yeah.
But my worry was what you mentioned, you know, once you upload there, everything is taken by them. You cannot quit, you know, and everything that you will do. I still want to keep it as for me, you know, my property.
Yeah. I mean, it's oh yeah. So Louise is just asking a question there about yeah. So like Louise is talking about uploading. So like initially, like I mean, before when I just started, I mean, if the thing is as well, right? If you want to get something implemented quickly now. Like you can create a Facebook group, you can upload your videos to YouTube, you can have them unpublished. That's all I did initially to get started, and I shared the unpublished links in my Facebook group. Like the thing is, you don't have to make a technology platform decision right now if you don't want to. You can keep it simple. What's really important is creating the content and creating your product offering and getting it out there. You can transition it when you're ready to the platform that you decide on. But I understand let's say, so are you trying to create a group of people that you're going to do videos for?
No, I mean, it is still, you know, most of the things will be business to business. I'm going to sell them to other businesses. But if I go to Kajabi or Teachable, they will sell licenses one by one. And I don't know, I want to sell like for one company, maybe 10 licenses, 10, something like that. When I looked at Kajabi at that time, they will sell it 1-to-1. So they will give the license to one person only. I cannot sell it to a company and say,
Yeah, so basically
That's my point.
what you can do is let me brainstorm this quickly. So you can create a setup. I'll need to brainstorm this properly, but you can create offers where you can buy a company license of 100, a company license of 200, a company license of 50. And when they purchase that license, you I'm just trying to think now here. You basically, what you need to do is limit the number of people who log into the course. That's
Okay.
that's what you're, I think that's what you're saying to me, isn't it?
Yeah, but just a quick question. If I suppose, you know, I come from the same school, we should first walk and then we can then run, you know. So if I do like what you're suggesting, like the Facebook groups or the YouTube unlisted, I will be able to pay it, sell it. I mean, for the payment and things like that.
Exactly. I mean, like if you create a page on your website, what the product is called, what it is, people buy it. You can, I mean, like this is one of the things I've done in the past is I've created a page. There's a buy button. As soon as they buy, they're brought on to thank you page. And what I've done in the past as well is I've embedded all the videos from YouTube on the thank you page, so that the course is right there. I didn't put a membership on it. I might have paid password protected the page, you know, so like initially when I was getting started, I started off with Facebook group and a PayPal link. Then I upgraded myself a little bit to a website page where I embedded the videos. I had them unpublished on YouTube. Then I upgraded to using plugins on my website. So all the time I've kind of taken steps to improve my technology. But what I would say is get a couple of people together first. Let's get this product created next week, and let's get a couple of people to buy it. Let's get a few people trialing it. You know, the thing is that if they're in corporate, will they have access to Facebook group on their, you know, like who's accessing it and what do they have access to? Right? It's really important asking that, because I know you go with a lot of corporate companies. A Facebook group may not be the best solution for you. Like let's say for Louise who's got B2C, who's like the people at home who can log into Facebook, that's a fantastic solution. But for you in a corporate solution, it may be that we embed them on a page, or or that you go with the third-party platform. But initially what I would say is let's create the sales page, let's create the content, let's sell it to one or two people, let's get one company who can be your pilot company and who you can build it with them, build the plane and fly it at the same time with these people. So just reach out to a company and say, look, I'm creating this, you get a 50% discount as our pilot partner. So just tell people you're looking for pilot partners, you want to create this, and let's just start crawling and building at the same time.
Thank you, Martha. Thank you very much.
Okay? Yeah. So
that's fantastic. That's
Taha,
fantastic.
Just on that one, I've got a list of probably about 200 pharmaceutical companies in Ireland, so they might be a good place to start.
I love this.
So I've tried to find you on LinkedIn, but I just can't see it. So maybe if you add me, I can share details there. Yeah, okay.
I'll get Taha's LinkedIn.
Fantastic.
This is amazing.
I will put it here. I'll put it.
Yeah, do put it there, Taha. Do you know what? This is what I love about connecting, is that people, because yesterday we had Kirsten from Connecticut, and we had my friend Kim, who is a Ultraflex dancer. She's a parenting coach. They're going to connect, and they're going to, I don't know, something magic is going to happen. And now today we have this, you know, so it's so interesting about, and like once Taha creates this, like Taha, you can create like an affiliate program possibly. And PJ, you can sell the safety training from Taha to all your affiliate partners.
Let me tell you something, PJ. I'm working, one of my biggest customers is one of the biggest pharmaceutical company here in Saudi. and they have more than 1,500 outlets. And I'll be very pleased to introduce you to them. You know.
Thank you, Taha. Really appreciate it.
And so the magic happens. Look what happens when you just show up. It's fantastic. I'm absolutely blown away. I'm delighted. God, this is lovely. Isn't it just nice to be nice and share the magic? It's lovely. Wow. So I'm feeling on a high now. So we might actually wrap up and end on that good note. So unless there's any other question, oh sorry, so just answer Louise's question. Can you recommend Vimeo or something like that? And is it easy to embed in an email? Okay, so one of the things that I'd say is that so I started off uploading my videos to YouTube, so my marketing videos and the content for my online courses. Now you can put the videos, as Louise said there, you can put them as unpublished. So unless people have the link, but one of the things that I found in the past, I remember actually the thing with Vimeo is basically, it's a paid platform, it's a paid video player platform, right? Like I was on a sales page, cannot remember who it was last year or the year before. Basically the sales page for someone, she had her sales page video from Vimeo on it. Now, silly lady did not edit the settings of the Vimeo. Her next video came up, which was a private call with one of her clients. That should not have come up, right? And this can happen, and you have to be so careful. Make sure the settings of all your videos at the end, I can't remember the thing off the top of my head, but it's there's a setting not to show any further videos in Vimeo. Just remember that, Louise. So basically, what's the question? So can you recommend? So Vimeo. So basically, when I create content now for my online courses, I create it and I upload it to Vimeo. So I have an annual paid account to Vimeo. Now you don't need that right now. YouTube unpublished.
What's the advantage? I mean, of Vimeo on YouTube. Martha?
So the advantage is that it's completely private. The thing with unpublished on YouTube is, like I have stumbled, there's a friend of mine, and I don't know how it happened. I was on something, I was watching one of her public videos, and I stumbled across her list of unpublished videos. So just from kind of a security point of view of protecting your content, Vimeo is where I am now. But the thing is, that's a step down the line. You may or may not need it right now. Like I always try to say to people, start off lean, because if you pay up for Vimeo, if you pay up for all these platforms, you will have a bill every month where you have to pay for all these softwares. So I prefer people to create it, get the proof of concept, get people buying and purchasing, and then as the money's coming in, you can increase your software, you can increase your technology, you can make it look better, put on more bells and whistles. But don't create the Titanic. You know, start off with a rowing boat and add the bits on, right? You know,
the canoe.
Yeah, start off with the canoe. You know, make sure the boat is floating and you can get somewhere with it. Someone wants to come into your boat. Someone wants it. You know, otherwise you could be a long time building the Titanic and it might just go down. Yeah. So does that answer your question, Louise? I am, you're muted.
Yes, the only thing with YouTube is that once you're on YouTube, you can kind of start wandering off. Then you know, that's what happens to everyone, isn't it?
That's the other thing. Well, I mean, there is a setting on YouTube. You can set it so it doesn't show any more videos. You have to put it's in.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, I have a video on how to do it somewhere if I can locate the video.
Brilliant, because yeah, that's always, because I know that if somebody has a lot of subscribers in YouTube, that maybe the person will stay on your page, you know, because you'll have like, I don't know, but anyway, I've got 20 subscribers so far, so
yeah,
bit of a way to go.
So it's yeah, you can do it. I'll see if I can find it's literally in the URL of the video. If you're embedding the video, there's a little piece of, it's like 3 characters of code that you embed.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because it is annoying when someone else pops up at the end of your video, and it might be someone who you don't want to pop up, you know. So yeah, so I hope that that answers your question. So Laura says, thanks everyone for a supportive call. It was lovely. And yeah, so I think that's it. From little acorns, that's right. So we'll all be oak trees by the end of this, please God. So if you want to join us next week, any of you who are on and who want to create some form of a digital product next week, make sure you join our SOS online. So it's basically 3 days of implementation and 3 days of kind of any follow-up Q&A after that. It's going to be fairly powerful, and it's what we're going to be doing is a little bit of teaching, and you're going to be getting it done kind of at the same time, and you're going to be doing some homework that evening, and coming back. But in 6 days you will have an offer created and out there on your website that serves us right now in the mode that we're on. So lovely to talk to you guys. I'll upload this and I'll upload your links and get just thank you for connecting, thank you for showing up, and thank you for helping each other. I think that's what we're about at the moment. And yeah, so I might see you tomorrow if you turn up, or talk to you next week sometime.
And thank you too, Martha.
All right, thanks Laura, thanks guys, thanks BJ, Tahal and Louise and Dolores. Sloan.
Bye.
Bye bye bye.